The waves crashed. Cold water met colder sand. A man lay there, still, so very still. The early morning light touched his face. He was alone, utterly alone. Gulls cried overhead. They saw him. The tide was going out, leaving him behind. He was a mystery, washed ashore by the sea. No boat nearby, no wreckage. Just him. He wore simple clothes, soaked through, no wallet, no phone, no identification. Who was this man? Where did he come from? He was breathing. That was something, a small miracle. His chest rose and fell, slow, steady. But his eyes remained closed, lost to the world. The wind whispered secrets around him, secrets he could not yet hear. Or perhaps he already knew too many. Slowly his eyelids flickered, then opened. They found him later that morning. 2 dog walkers, they called the authorities. An ambulance arrived. He was quiet in the hospital, too quiet. Doctors asked him questions, simple questions. What is your name? He did not know. Where are you from? He could not say. His past was a blank canvas, wiped clean. But then he started to speak. Not of yesterday, he spoke of tomorrow and the day after. He saw things clearly, vividly, a fire in a building downtown. It would happen, a political scandal, it would break. He described events yet to unfold, with chilling accuracy. He wasn't guessing, he was remembering the future, a strange, impossible thing. His voice was calm, but his eyes held a storm. The doctors were baffled. This was new. News of the strange man reached certain ears, ears that listened for whispers of the unusual, the impossible. Dr. Elen Rowe was summoned. She was a temporal analyst. Her field was time itself, its paradoxes, its potential. She studied those who claimed to see beyond the now. Most were charlatans or simply unwell. She arrived at the hospital, professional, composed, ready to debunk another fantastic claim, or so she thought. She entered his room. He sat by the window, staring out, but seeing something else entirely. Ellen introduced herself, her voice calm, measured. She expected rambling, wild theories, perhaps delusion. Instead, Alec turned to her. His gaze was direct, piercing. "You study time," he said. "Not a question, a statement." "I'm here to understand your claims," Ellen replied carefully. She had heard many stories. This one already felt different. His eyes, they were old, too old for his face. They held a sorrow. The next day, Ellen checked her notes. Her breath caught. The tremor, it had happened, exactly as he said. The sports game. The score was precise, uncannily so. Coincidence? She tried to tell herself that, but the details, they were too specific, too accurate. She returned to Alec. Her skepticism wavered. He looked at her. He knew she knew. "There is more," he said, "much more, and much worse." He spoke of a countdown, a clock ticking. Only he could hear it, or perhaps feel it. Each tick brought them closer. To what? He wouldn't say at first, or couldn't. The images were too painful, too overwhelming. But Ellen pressed, gently, persistently. If this was real, they needed to know. The fate of many could depend on it. Then he told her. He described the catastrophe, a city, not unlike theirs. Alec and Ellen, the man who remembered the future, the woman who studied time, they became an unlikely team, united by a terrible secret. He provided the what and when. She tried to figure out the how. How could they possibly avert such a massive disaster? The authorities were still skeptical. But Ellen had influence. She pulled strings, called in favors, presented the evidence. His small, verified predictions opened some doors, just a crack. But time was running out. The future was rushing towards them. The tension was immense. Alec knew what was supposed to happen. Every step they took to change it felt like fighting a current. The future resisted. It tried to pull events back on course. Small things went wrong. Obstacles appeared from nowhere. "It wants to happen," Alec would whisper, his face pale. Ellen felt it too, a sense of predestination, of doom. But she also saw the hope in Alec's eyes. He had seen the worst, yet he believed in better. The moral dilemma weighed heavily on Ellen. If they succeeded, they would change the lives of millions. Who were they to make such a choice? to play with destiny. But if they did nothing, the catastrophe was certain.